Epstein reversal, at least for now. I don't know what's could happen later on this afternoon. So Trump changed his mind, or did he? On basically trying to convince the House from backing a measure to release files related to Jeffrey Epstein. Now he said that lawmakers should instead embrace the vote. Okay. I'm going to read to you the entire tweet that he put out. As I said on Friday night aboard Air Force One to the fake news media, House Republicans should vote to release the Epstein files. He said they should do that. I could be me, call me crazy, but this reminds me of like a Dave Chappelle skit, for crying out loud. I got to like go to the rewind button. What? Huh? You said what? Because we have nothing to hide, and it's time to move on from this Democrat hoax perpetrated by radical left lunatics in order to deflect from the great success of the Republican Party, including our recent victory on the Democrat shutdown. The Department of Justice has already turned over tens of thousands of pages to the public on Epstein, are looking at various Democrat operatives, Bill Clinton, Reid Hoffman, Larry Summers, etc., and the relationship to Epstein. And well, here's the important line right here. Okay, this is the depends on what the meaning of the word is. Youngsters, that was from an actual testimony, Bill Clinton. He says, and the House Oversight Committee can have whatever they are legally entitled to. Legally entitled to. Then we get into legalese, which is not black and white, gray. Gray. I don't care, in all caps, he says. All I do care about is that Republicans get back on point, which is the economy, affordability, where we are winning big. Our victory on reducing inflation from the highest level in history to practically nothing, bringing down prices for the American people, delivering historic tax cuts, gaining trillions of dollars of investment into America, a record, the rebuilding of our military, securing our border, deporting criminal illegal aliens, ending men and women's sports, stopping transgender for everyone, and so much more. Nobody cared about Jeffrey Epstein when he was alive, and if the Democrats had anything, they would have released it before our landslide election victory. Some members of the Republican Party are being used, and we can't let that happen. Let's start talking about the Republican Party's record-setting achievements and not fall into the Epstein trap, which is actually a curse on the Democrats, not us. Make America great again. That was his entire tweet. Again, I can't stay on his social media all day. I can't. I don't know what he may have put out, over the past 10 minutes when it comes to this. So, again, this whole thing was a test to see who's loyal, that was like a loyalty oath, for crying out loud. And various different members started peeling off and said, that's all we can stand. We can't stand anymore. And the ones that are just starting to jump ship right now, yay, I'll give you a golf clap. A little golf clap right there for you. You should have done this a long time ago. Again, I got real upset. I mean, I was livid Saturday morning when I got up, started doing a little early morning prep before everyone was awake, and I was yelling. I was using some colorful language. I was just angry. Angry at the tweets that the president put out in regards to Marjorie Taylor Greene and Thomas Massie. Just awful. People talk about, it's just Trump derangement syndrome. No. I just have an aversion to human beings who act in such a vile manner. It's do. And we all should. I mean, to be honest, okay? Just pissed just about everybody. Was like, you're so far out of line here, man. So far out of line. Even a big time, some of the big time Trump supporters on social media. Either they weren't saying anything or the ones who are saying, okay, this is ridiculous now. This is what he said about Thomas Massie. And not familiar with who he is. I've talked about him here before. Do your homework on the man. Okay. See what he's all about. Okay. Take a look at the type of human being he is. Did Thomas Massie, sometimes referred to as Rand Paul Jr., because of the fact that he always votes against the Republican Party, get married already? Boy, that was quick. No wonder the polls have him at less than an 8% chance of winning the election. Anyway, have a great life, Thomas, and question. His wife will soon find out that she's stuck with a loser. Yeah, loser that lost his wife a year and a half ago. Was his high school sweetheart since she was 16. They were married for 35 years. They went to MIT together. Take a look at Thomas Massie's work. And this is coming from Donald Trump. You're a guy, you cheated on your wife while she was pregnant with a porn star. And you got the nerve to put this out. You cheated on your wife with a porn star while she was pregnant. And your Thomas Massie got remarried. And then he went after Marjorie Taylor Greene. I am withdrawing my support and endorsement of Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene of the great state of Georgia for the past few weeks, despite my creating record achievements for our country, including a total and complete victory on the shutdown, closed borders, low taxes, no men and women's sports or transgender for everyone, ending DEI, stopping Biden's record-setting inflation, biggest regulation cuts in history, stopping 8 wars, rebuilding our military, being respected by every country in the world as opposed to being the laughingstock that we were 12 months ago, having trillions of dollars record-setting investing in the U.S. and having created the hottest country anywhere in the world from being the dead country 12 months ago and so much more. All I see wacky Marjorie do is complain, complain, complain. Seems to all begin when I sent her a poll stating that she could not run for senator or governor. She was at 12%, and she didn't have a chance, unless, of course, she had my endorsement, which she wasn't about to get. She has told many people that she is upset that I didn't return her phone calls anymore, but with 219 congressmen, women, 53 senators, 24 cabinet members, almost 200 countries, and otherwise normal life to lead, I cannot take a rantic lunatic's call every day. I understand that wonderful conservative people are thinking about primarying Marjorie in her district of Georgia, that they too are fed up with her and her antics. And if the right person runs, they will have my complete and unyielding support. She has gone far left, even doing The View with their low IQ Republican-hating anchors. Thank you for your attention to this matter. Make America great again. Marjorie actually brought receipts saying, phone records, I never called him at all. She sent Trump text messages urging him to lean into the release of the Epstein files, telling him that Bill Clinton appeared like 26 times. Again, he's just making stuff up. But that's, again, for many of his supporters, it's okay. I never understood that. I never really kind of understood that concept where politics is dirty business. No. Either you're a God-fearing person or you're not. It's either one or the other. Bearing false witness. It's not just about courtrooms, man. It's about lying. It's about lying. And we've all lied. We've all told things that are past. We just, we should try not to do that. And these people, they do it again and again and again, and they just don't have any gumption. To them, it's you get involved with politics. It's a license to lie. Because I'm a politician, I can say and do whatever the hell I want. It doesn't matter because I am a politician. And you get some sort of get out of a commandment award for that. No, you don't. You don't. It's not Trump derangement syndrome. This is just disgusted. It is. It's disgusting. And I'm going to be going away in over a month, over the Christmas holidays with my family, and going to be overseas, and I'm going to be meeting people. Again, they're going to ask me questions about this stuff. Of course, I'm embarrassed. It's embarrassing. It really is. This whole thing is embarrassing. As an American, we should be disgusted by this. My entire theme and things I've been talking about, and some may have dubbed it, it's conspiracy, Markowski. I've often alluded to the Kubrick film Eyes Wide Shut, and talking about, so that's a documentary, man. All of this stuff is real. All of these things that take place are real. And I love one of my favorite all-time comedians, George Carlin, and his rant about the big club that you and I are not in. Have you looked? Have you actually gone through? You don't have to. I can summarize it. If you don't want to take my word for it, you want to go ahead and do it, fine. It's awful. I mean, it's just gross. All of these people protecting one another. I mean, the liars, the Steve Bannon, all these people out there, they're so full of it. It's funny. When I've been talking about this for some time, I saw a column today written by Sharon Waxman. The Epstein emails show that conspiracy theorists are right. Eyes Wide Shut is real. Yep. The shocking revelation in the trove of 20,000 emails from the sordid world of Jeffrey Epstein is not that crimes were being committed. The emails are disturbing at a deep level because of what they reveal, validate, and in fact prove, is that conspiracy theorists were right, that their theories of full-on corruption in the upper spheres where power's lives are valid. That's the eyes wide shut cabal of political and financial interests married to sinister sexual deviance depicted in Kubrick's 1990 film. It's not, in fact, fiction. It's reality. So often, journalists like myself attempt to demonstrate to family members and voters to the far reach of the country away from centers of power and money that their conspiracies are false, that politicians are flawed, but that corruption is not the norm. It's just how we all operate. Sharon, listen, you're a journalist. You're amongst these people all the time. You should have known better. Okay? I knew. I know. We've been talking about it for years. She said the Epstein emails suggest otherwise, meaning, Sharon, did you not want to report on it because you need access to these people? Because that's a large part of the problem as well, is that you start doing some tough reporting, then all of a sudden you don't have access anymore. You can't get people on your programs. That's not good for business. Anyway, Epstein emails suggest otherwise. They suggest that, in fact, there is a widespread code among people with power and money who support one another. They are pals, no matter what side of the aisle. I've told you that before, too. They are in the club. There we go. There's Carlin for you. No matter the sins of their members, transgressions that get contextualized, explained away, understood. Leave aside Donald Trump's involvement. His name appears more than 1,600 times in the email release. And we all know how hard he's fighting to keep the files from the DOJ from being released until now. Maybe, like I said, that might change. Again, it's everyone. Politics, business, media, tech, academia, society. You got, I make fun of this guy all the time, Larry Summers, former Harvard president and Treasury Secretary. I always say, hey, Larry Summers, the smartest guy in the world. Just ask him. Former White House Democratic counsel, Kathy Remler. She now works at Goldman Sachs. The things that she says about her, people in flyover country, it's just brutal. She was Obama's lawyer. From MAGA Dark Knight Steve Bannon to prime ministers across Northern Europe and Gulf oil dignitaries. Yep. You got Deepak Chopra, New York PR fixer Peggy Siegel, New York Times journalist Landon Thomas, Oh, yeah. Michael Wolff is on there. You've got Harvard literature professor and poet Alyssa Liu. Yeah. Yeah. Again, you got, I mean, he was advising Stacey Plaskett, who is the U.S. Virgin Islands Congresswoman, during the testimony with former Michael Cohen lawyer. I mean, like I said, it goes on and on and on. And again, I say this: the sooner we realize that we did this to ourselves by granting all of these people power. We gave them this. You understand? We gave them all of this power. We outsource everything. He talks about, we're outsourcing to China. You know what we did in our states, in our towns, in our communities, things that we should have taken care of? We outsourced it to Washington, D.C. and these power centers. That's what we did. So we did this to ourselves. And this is why we have this mess. Will the country wake up from this? I don't know. Good timing, like I said, very good timing for this Epstein release to be coming out right near Thanksgiving. The holidays, people are distracted, and things will be timed properly. And my prediction, most will just be swept underneath the rug. I don't like being a cynic when it comes to this, but again, like I said, I live in the real world. I live in the reality-based world. Sad, really is. Watchdog on wallstreet.com.